sure he's done it before. Did they cut Chris Benoit's brain?
Cut it.
Or no?
Did they cut his reign?
His brain? Because that's how they
test
it.
But you got to
CTE.
think back. That was still in the time where like sayings CTE wasn't even a word yet. They said concussion, and even then they were like, "Don't say that shit on air."
Now, but
well, it's a fucking terminology now. Yeah. But like back then, they were like, "Yo, don't say that shit like ever."
Yeah.
Especially not on TV. So NFL was like curbing anybody that did it. WWE, same thing. Similar to the word steroids back then, was like, yo, don't say that shit.
Yeah.
But what were you just saying a second ago? When you walked in, you said something, and I was like, damn, that'd be interesting to talk
Vince
about.
McMahon?
Yeah, that. Dude, find out what the name of that is. Like, what? I think it's called Mr. McMahon on Netflix.
Yeah.
They're doing like a multi-episode documentary on Netflix. First off, the only thing I can think of why that could even be possible is like they're doing the Netflix deal as of January. So WWE Raw is going to Netflix in January.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be like one of the first ever live streaming every single week live sporting events.
Soon, right?
For
2
Netflix.
days.
Yeah.
The 25th.
I don't know how that's going to be able to be on air, but this is what it was. It was the allegations that everybody's heard of aren't illegal. They're just weird.
They're just weird, yeah.
Yeah. So typically when we find out something, we find out the most digestible thing. We don't find out the worst thing yet.
Yeah.
They try to hold that on until like somebody grabs it from them and they have to tell you about it.
Yeah.
So imagine what they're not telling us.
About Vince?
Yeah.
What all are the allegations now?
He just did a lot of weird stuff.
Like sex ring stuff with wrestlers.
But it wasn't like anything forced. It was like there's proof of like...
You say no force, but it's like they wouldn't have done it without the money.
Yeah.
So more or less not forced physically.
Yeah.
That we know of yet. Maybe they're holding that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could be.
Well,
I mean, I feel like he'd probably be in a lot more shit if there was proof of that, though.
Yeah, it's fucking...
I mean, there's literally, like, messages of a girl saying, yes, you can piss on me if you send me X amount of dollars. Yes, your friend can bang me if you send me X amount of dollars. So it's like, it's weird for sure.
Super weird. Not that we're backing what Louis C.K. did, but technically not illegal. He was just asking to jerk off in front of girls. Like, if they agreed, why is he in trouble?
Yeah, I mean, there's just weird people in the world.
That's just like, what is any different than you just having sex with a person?
Yeah.
What you do with them, if they consent, what... It's like weird, because where does it turn bad? Is it after the fact when somebody was like, I didn't like how they felt?
Yeah.
Then don't do it again.
Do you think it's just because it is the super weird shit? It's like, yeah, you can piss on me and that kind of stuff? It's like that, like,
they're so
stranger
high
side
as a
of thing?
person.
Yeah.
Like the pedestal of social value that they hold.
Yeah.
McMahon. Literally not a bigger wrestling personality, period, he is the Dana White.
But my thing is who is that benefiting? If they are, like, withholding information and trying to quote-unquote protect him, you know, like you're talking about, like, no, it's not the hardest shit that comes out first, right? It's the most digestible stuff. Who is behind the scenes trying to...
Thank you so much for quoting me. That made me feel good.
But I'm just saying, who is that benefiting?
I think it depends on the person. If it's someone that whoever you want to say they are, if it's a person that they want to protect and they don't want to have a bad image or a bad name, then they'll be willing to hide things.
I know what you're asking.
But I mean in the business world of things. Because the only thing it does is benefit him, right?
This is the only thing I can think of, like, pivotal-wise. They want to protect him for as long as he's alive. He probably has 10 to 20 years left. McMahon.
But who wants to protect him?
Netflix. I would assume because they're investing. TKO is like a multi-billion-dollar company. And Netflix, who knows now? Like, didn't we look at Amazon and all that? It's like in the trillions now. So it's Netflix is going to protect their assets as much as they can. So Netflix, I mean, WWE already has probably the best legal team possible. Yeah. So it's not like Netflix can offer that, but they don't want a potential deal of multi-million to billion streams in the grand scheme of things to blow up in their face before they get it.
Yeah.
And which is weird that they're releasing the documentary.
I mean, that's
because
why
they're going to go into the allegations.
I think the
documentary.
Yeah, I think the documentary is going to be not near as like attacking as you think.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Gonna be,
it's going to talk about like his successes and what he turned it into, and then it may at the very end like hit on some things.
They do that, and my thing is, I bet they get to it, and then they just try to downplay it a lot.
Yeah, they're gonna glaze right over that.
Yeah, and it might have some people involved with it, but it won't have the people that were shitting or pissing or whatever they were doing.
Not the shitters or pissers. They're not on camera.
Definitely can't have the shitters and pissers.
No, dude.
Yeah, that's nor. Dude, I just heard about apparently there's a Taylor Swift documentary on Hulu. Have you heard about this?
Oh, yeah. That's a few years old, isn't it?
Yeah, with Scooter Braun or something.
Is it that old?
I haven't seen it, but I heard about it.
I know there was a big one like 4 years ago.
That makes her look like shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. No, this is not the one.
Yeah, this is one. It's about like Scooter Braun, who is Justin Bieber's manager.
Is that the dude with the spiky hair, the glasses, and he makes the beats?
Maybe.
Or is he just a manager?
I have no idea.
No,
I don't know too much about it. I'd only know it because of like there was a podcast clip I saw.
Yeah, Taylor Swift versus Scooter Braun, Bad Blood came out in June of 2024, and it was on Andrew Schultz's podcast.
Maybe that's that's.
And he's like, dude, if you
they
watch
had one of the people in on it, or they just spoke about it.
They just spoke about it.
Oh, okay. I thought they had maybe that guy,
and they were like, dude, it makes her look like shit.
But they talk about like the documentary being like all the stuff that they put out saying happened and all that shit. He's like, watch the documentary, and it's completely different than what's been put out. Yeah. And then he's like, why do you think it's so hard to find? Like, I had to Google the exact name of it to even pull up the documentary because it's like
they're trying to. Though, like, I love documentaries and I know how they play ball. The thing is, you got to go in with an open mind. And I literally, first episode of any documentary you watch, you're like, this is for sure pointing you one way.
Yeah.
So clearly it's the other way. So you have to then find your middle ground of like keep the information they're giving you, but then see how in your mind you can play it towards the other side and be like.
But see, that's the problem is people can't do that. They want to watch one. Well, I think you need to watch both sides of it. So watch a documentary that like points towards the other side, and then then vice versa, and then you kind of be like, all right. Don't be a fucking idiot.
I've been waiting for the Carole Baskin documentary series for fucking years now.
Fuck Carole Baskin, man.
Dude, I just watched this documentary called Little Miss Innocent, and it's about this girl that's supposedly falsely accused of murdering her employer, which happened to be her ex-boyfriend's mom.
She did it.
Damn. She did it. She 100%.
There's a new one you need to watch. It just got put on Netflix called Into the Fire.
I've already seen it.
Have you? Pretty good, right?
It's crazy.
The thing.
It's only 2 episodes, but
the thing. No, I think it's 3.
Was it? I don't know. It's
Maybe
2. It's not a lot. No, I watched it to the end for sure.
Okay. There's another one just like that on Amazon called Burden of Proof, or it's on HBO, but I have it through Amazon.
Yeah.
It's called Burden of Proof. It's the same thing, but I'll save you the time. They don't get to the bottom of it.
Oh, then I don't want to watch it.
So they just, if you watch the first 2 episodes, that's all you need to see. The next 2 episodes are just like,
bullshit.
We're just yelling at my mom now the whole time. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But it is tough because you see one side and they kind of build up somebody as a hero or an anti-hero that you're like, I want this person to win. But then they slowly chip away at that, and then you're like, no, this person for sure is innocent, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, it was on their phone.
Yeah, and then you're like,
it could have been the boyfriend using the phone, and then they were like, it had her fingerprints on the thing, and then you're like, what if she didn't know she was holding that thing? And then you're like, we have video footage of her saying, I did this, and I'm like, y'all coerced her to say that.
You end up catching yourself. You're like, damn, I just believed all of that. I'm an idiot.
It makes you really believe.
At the end of the documentary series, you're like, what the fuck?
There's so many. Well, that's the thing, dude. People are so, like, it's so easy to push ideas into people's head. And the fucked up thing about now, not only is it easy to do that, but people, once their mind's made up, there's no changing it now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it is insane.
It is tough, dude. Like,
people read one thing and then that's it. That's where they're going at, and that's what they're staying with, and they're going with it.
Like, to relate that to jiu-jitsu, like, if you start gi, no gi is gay as hell.
Yeah.
You're like, you don't even know how to do jiu-jitsu. You don't know how to do it.
I mean, we are.
Yeah. That is such a... When I first started, like, doing no gi, if you came for just no gi, that dude was like, why do you even come? You're not even understanding what you're doing. And it's like...
This was at the first
Yeah, the very first... He was like, you come to all of them.
Yeah.
And y'all can take the gi off whenever I leave, because like he would leave and Mike would still run the judo class. And he'd keep a top on while he was there. He'd throw it a few times and he's like, he's gone? All right, drop that. And we just grapple.
Nice.
Yeah, so let's give a round of applause. The king is back.
The king is back.
How's it been?
Good.
How was the throne?
It was great.
Yeah.
Great. It was good stuff. Good stuff.
How do you feel about Mr. Tate?
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. Everything you said yesterday, or, today, or whenever you filmed it, none of that's new. That's like months old.
Yes, but it's like acting new. Like this stuff, like it's blowing up again.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of it's kind of weird. Like, again, going back to shit just being put out, it's tough to know what's real, because you have these random people saying this person said this, but this girl that we're talking about, right? I'm not going to go off of what this person tweeted that she said. The last thing that there's like a video of her saying is a video that was sent to the court of her saying, I'm not a victim. This is not what happened.
That is true.
Blah, blah, blah.
Did we say that?
And
I didn't hear about it.
The court literally said, no, he's just tricked you into believing you're not a victim. Yeah. So, again, I'm not saying that it did or didn't happen. I'm just simply going off of the only thing that I've actually seen. I've seen people say, oh, well, she said that if she talks to Dicott, whatever. Mm-hmm. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. Yeah. I don't know. I think for me, it's just more of, look, they started this in December of 2022. We're going into 2025. I think if he really did these terrible, fucked up things, why the fuck is he still sitting in his mansion in Romania?
This is a good point, because the same
they
thing
locked him up for almost a year.
This is good point.
You know what I mean?
And you make a good point.
And like, let's be real.
Go on.
I would like to think we can all agree that whoever, again, we're going back to whoever they are, they want him in jail.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They don't want him out. So if they found an inkling of something that they could put him in for, they would.
Yeah.
And the shit that they're talking about he's doing is way more than enough to put him in. So it's like, if they had actual evidence of it, then surely he'd be in there.
Yeah.
And also, too, to point out, this is where I'm different than everybody else. If it actually did come out that he did all this shit, and there was actual evidence, not just like he said, she said, if there was actual evidence and proof, I would be the first person to be like, dude, that dude's a piece of shit. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Whereas most people who hate him wouldn't, if it comes out that everything was a lie and they lied about him and he never did anything terrible, they would never in a million years be like, all right, you know what? Maybe he's not that bad of a dude. Not a chance in hell.
Yeah.
Which is also fucking crazy that we live in a time where people would much rather him be guilty so that they can hate him, and there'd be people that got fucked up emotionally or whatever, physically. They'd rather...
Do you know where we stopped? What were we talking... Oh, yeah. Well, so when do you think that switch flipped? Of when, like how you were saying... Now it's like people would rather him be guilty and things actually happen.
Well, that's the thing. Look.
But I don't mean it in just his sense, because it's not the first time, right?
Yeah.
Like you've seen that in plenty of cases where people actually want somebody to be, guilty and have all these fucked up things happen so they can hate somebody. But it's like, when did that...
Dude, it's because people are so fucking selfish. We live in the most selfish time ever, dude. People are insanely selfish. And like I said, it's so crazy to me that people would rather there be victims of terrible shit so that they can talk bad about the person that has done it or hasn't done it, right? And that's such a crazy concept to even grasp. Like, you would rather find out that he sex trafficked young girls so that you can be like, see, I told you he fucking sucks, rather than the answer be, oh, wait, it was all lies and the government went after him and he proved that there was nothing he ever did was wrong. Like, that's crazy.
This is and I don't know if they've done this yet, but it feels like it would clear up like almost everything immediately. Like, how do they not just get a warrant for the phone records?
They do. They do that. Right now, it's I forget the number.
The computers.
I might butcher this, but it's something like, it's a ridiculous number. It's like $6 million worth of his assets have been taken. So it's like laptops, phones,
and there's no clarity.
Dude, that's another thing too. He's got CCTV throughout his whole fucking house.
Well, and they've had that stuff for
a long time,
like a year
and again,
at least.
If it does come out, if anything came out with proof, I would for sure be like, all right, I was wrong. That dude's a piece of shit.
Just speaking like without anyone knowing Andrew Tate's name or like whoever it is, like let's just say person A and victims, whatever.
Yeah.
If like, how is it not solidified already? They've had it for years. Like the Epstein thing, I felt like went pretty quick.
Yeah.
P. Diddy thing, I think it's sliding because he has so much money.
But see, here's the thing.
That's the other
this
thing.
This is what's different. This is what I think people like don't understand though. Is it's so much different than that because he's on the opposite end of the spectrum. As much as we hate to say it and people will get upset with Epstein, like they wanted to hide that because they wanted to keep him safe.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
involved.
With Diddy, they want to keep him safe.
Yeah,
they want to keep him because he's the celebrity. No one fucking wants to keep Andrew Tate safe. And if anything, they want the opposite. They want to put him away quick.
I didn't look at it like that.
But that's my point. The fact that they want that and they still
can't get it.
It's like what?
Yeah.
At the very least, get the dude for like tax evasion. Like I know you can get him for something. Like,
but even in that thing, I bet you they're gonna figure out a plea deal where it's like time served because he's been on house arrest for what? Almost 3 years.
Yeah, well, they were in jail for like 9 or 10 months.
Yeah.
So now at this point, if nothing comes out, he could almost sue them.
Oh yeah,
for defamation and
he'll sue.
Yeah,
crazy amounts.
Yeah, he will 100%.
But I mean, also, I don't know how it works in Romania.
That's what we were saying. It's like, what is like even the whole OnlyFans ring thing that was supposed. I don't know how much of that is valid, but
yeah, so
that might be okay over there.
I read the court documents, and this was like probably 9 months ago. So the court documents basically for as far as like running a ring or an organized crime group, that's what they called it. That was the whole thing, and this is not even a joke. You can literally pull up the documents because it's all like visible now.
Record?
Yeah. It was apparently he was recruiting girls from other countries, getting them to make TikTok profiles, growing their TikTok accounts, and then once they hit certain numbers, saying that they were going live on OnlyFans or on webcams and all of this, and was making money from them. That was their organized crime.
But what is the breaking of the law there? Because I'm pretty sure there's a ton of dudes that manage tons of girls.
Yeah. No, there is. That's why this is
literally Adam 22
That's why the whole thing's fucked up. So the whole.
Oh, is that what he does?
Adam. It's not the thing he does, but it's something he does in his thing.
Well, that's why this whole thing's fucked up, is because they called it the lover boy method, which, funny enough, is actually a legal term, lover boy method. So that's essentially where...
In everywhere or just Romania?
No, that is illegal. I've heard that before.
And it's essentially you being nice to a girl, convincing her that you care about her and you're going to take care of her and you're going to be her boyfriend in exchange for her to do work so that you guys can make money together. So that's the thing. Like, it's not like he would just like, hey, you're going to do this and I'm going to take all the money. No, it was, hey, I have a fucking mansion in Romania. If you want, you can live in this mansion. I can give you a job. Right now you're making $1,000 a week. I can help you make $10,000 a week, but I want 5 of it. And you're going to live here and do whatever the fuck you want with another 10 girls.
Yeah.
These girls are saying yes. Obviously, you're 10 times in your money. And then they come over and they do it, and that's essentially the lover boy method. Is that he says like, "Oh, I care about you. I'm going to take care of you. Whatever."
What is the charge? Like, what is there a?
That's
charge with that?
Human trafficking. It's
so the lover boy method is another term for human trafficking.
It's a sub
category.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wouldn't call it the same thing.
Well, no, it is human trafficking. That's a lot of people like put together sex trafficking and human trafficking, and it's not the same. Human trafficking, you could technically get charged for human trafficking for just convincing someone to make money for you on your behalf. Like it's all about like you getting a financial gain due to someone else and you convincing them or coercing them, right? So it'd be like me coercing you to go open a jiu-jitsu gym and give me 80% of the profit because I convinced you that you only need 20. That would technically be me human trafficking you. So it's wild. So it's pretty out there.
We're gonna be committed to so many crimes.
I'm
like, dude, I just asked him to go get me an apple juice. Like, why am I going to jail right now?
Yeah, he just needed eggs, dude. I'm so confused.
Like, I don't know. It's all weird. And again, dude, if it comes out that he did fucked up shit, I'll be the first to admit it. But I just find it hard to believe that.
And where, dude, you know what is wild? Like, people are so quick to make documentaries nowadays. Like, where's the documentary?
Because there's not enough shit to put out there, bro.
Nobody likes him. Nobody likes him.
There's not. So many people hate him. So many people want him gone. But
what's the update on the Diddy stuff? Where's
I
that
haven't kept up
now?
with any of that.
Because last I heard,
think he's in jail, right?
Last
now?
I heard, they did a bunch of fucking. They did a bunch of like they seized his houses or something.
All I heard was 1,000 bottles of lube.
That's all I've heard.
Yeah,
the past,
baby
like,
oil.
3 days.
Baby oil. My bad.
Probably not a topic we know much about. It seems.
Yeah.
Like I just see the headlines every once in a while on Instagram, and I've never looked into it or watched a video of someone breaking down the information.
Yeah,
it does seem crazy, but
I don't know, dude.
You think that he's got the same amount of people and the same people in the like?
What?
Do you think he's got the same amount of people and the same kind of people that Epstein did in his like?
Big names you mean?
Yeah,
I think Epstein had more powerful.
Yeah,
people.
Epstein had more power.
You're gonna have more like social people with Diddy, like you're Drake, fucking Meek Mill, all these rappers, but like rappers for the most part don't have power. They just have like influence. Mm-hmm. Now, with the people with Epstein, you're going to talk about people that have power, influence, money, control. Rappers just have a look and money and, like, a sound that people like. So I don't think it's the same. Like, Diddy's parties were pretty big, but it wasn't, like, presidential big.
But here's the thing, though, is that, like, I don't know. The conspiracy theorist in me is, like, but all these rappers and all these big names that Diddy is homies with, it goes automatically to like Illuminati, right? And they want to keep that shit covered up, and so they're trying to hide all that stuff too.
And I'm not trying to be what this is gonna sound like I'm trying to be at all, but if Illuminati was real, and if we go based off of history, I don't think Illuminati is gonna let black people in. And that's not me saying that.
Wow,
that's not me saying they're not worth being able to be in Illuminati. I'm saying like Illuminati, from everything we know, is run by white people. No,
Beyonce
why would
was
they?
Like the biggest one.
I don't know.
Beyonce sucks.
I've never talked to them,
and like Jay-Z.
I've never been invited.
Oh,
I just feel like, based off of history, once whites got in power, they're like, "Yo, this is us."
Unless what history is
I think a lot of it's more of the people that's involved. Like, I don't think it's so much that they didn't want Epstein to get in trouble for shit. I think it's the people that Epstein was involved with.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not getting.
But you're talking about Diddy, aren't you?
But I mean, same thing, right? Like this, there's probably a lot. There's other big names that are like, yeah, I'm not getting wrapped up.
Who do you think would?
Like, I'm not getting wrapped up in this shit. I was at a couple of his fucking parties. I'm not getting wrapped up in this shit. What do I need to do to take care of it? And if you have 10 people of that status doing that same thing, it's a lot easier to sweep under the rug.
It's going to be a case of, like, I'm not getting in trouble for something you did just because I was close to you with the Diddy thing. But I think with the Epstein thing, probably a lot of them were involved. Like 90% of them that did anything with him probably got some shit.
Yeah.
It's like that Scientology thing where they have dirt on you. Mm-hmm. And they're like, if you ever try to leave, we're letting this loose.
I mean, that's just like human instinct, though. Like, whenever you get
blackmail.
When you get like to that level of like all those guys that were with Epstein, what's gonna get you off anymore? Like, what's gonna get you going? You know what I mean? What gets you excited?
Do you think this is?
You can do whatever you want.
I love this topic because there's so many people that have said this on podcasts that are like really big names, but they talk about other celebrities where it's like, dude, when the barrier of entry for any body, like if I want any body type, I could just get it because I'm Drake or I'm Leonardo DiCaprio. You start to get bored with that, and then you go gay. You start fucking dudes.
I don't think
You've never heard that? Like,
no.
Dude, it's been said countless times. I'm sure anybody listening to this has heard a podcast where somebody was like, that's why he started doing weird stuff. Like the dude that was on House of Cards. The main guy. Kevin Spacey.
I thought he was just gay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was just gay for a long time.
I don't know. I definitely think
but he was slaying some of the top-notch stuff back in the day. And then people are saying... Veeman? People are saying, like... And maybe that's a bad example, but...
Do you think he really was slaying?
You think Diddy didn't like girls? Or doesn't like girls? He also likes others.
I don't know.
He really likes me.
I feel like once you get to that level, it's got to be hard to like get excited for shit anymore. Like,
really?
You know what I think happens for sure is like there's been a couple like movies and shows when rich people get together and then bet on like people to kill each other.
Oh, dude.
You know,
you're talking about Django Unchained. He's like,
no,
I'm fighting.
What am I thinking of?
I think you're talking about the manor.
Kind of like Squid Games, actually. Like
what
Squid Games, all the rich people come in and they're betting on who's gonna win and shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I think that for sure happens.
Or like Hunger Games,
and as fucked up as this sounds, dude.
Did you ever see the manor?
No, I didn't see any of the things y'all have just said.
And also, as fucked up as this sounds, if you had to be honest with me, and we weren't filming right now,
nobody's listening. What's up?
If you
I will be honest
somehow you're at a party with Dana White, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk.
I'm playing so much
I'm
blackjack.
so sweaty.
You're with all these guys, right? And they're like,
yeah.
"Hey, this party sucks. Come downstairs and we'll show you what's up." You go downstairs with them, and there's 6 people, and they're in this like globe, and they're like, "Hey, man, here's $1 million. Bet on one of them. Whoever gets 10 million, whoever lives is the one who wins." You're telling me you're not gonna be like, "Fuck it, I'm watching"?
Oh, for sure, dude.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Look, I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
All right, and
that shit happens,
yes,
bro.
because like
that shit happens for sure. I feel like it has to happen. Has to.
With them people you just said.
Maybe not them specific.
Okay, yeah, be careful.
Specific ones. Yeah.
I mean, no, Dana would watch it. Dana would bet on that.
Oh, he'd probably put it on UFC
Okay, yeah, but
Fight
you're
Pass,
saying
dude.
what we're doing, that's not even a crime, watching it.
Betting on people to murder each other is definitely
But you said,
illegal.
would you watch it?
No.
You're asking me to do the betting with their money?
No, Dana's like, "Hey, here's $1 million. Pick a peasant to fucking throw your money on."
You didn't have to throw a peasant in there like that.
Yeah, that's also wild.
That's how they would say it.
Okay.
I feel like.
And in this scenario, and I know I'm
trying to act like Dana
micromanaging
White,
this scenario, but when he's giving me the $1 million, I'm getting $1 million.
No,
I have
he's
to
like,
bet
you
all
don't
of
get
the
to
million.
keep
You gotta
this.
bet.
You can take this and bet,
have
or
no
you can take your
incentive
ass
to bet.
upstairs and hang out with the.
I'd go back
B-list.
upstairs.
$10 million to win.
It doesn't mean I get to keep the 10.
No, you keep the 10 if you win.
He ain't gonna give me nothing up front.
No, you get $1 million.
He said,
to bet
"Hey,
on
bud,
somebody.
here's some
Winner
money to
gets
bet.
$10 million.
Here's some money to
Bet
bet."
on
You're
somebody.
you're going way too deep. I just threw random numbers real
dude.
quick.
I'm
was
just pouring.
basically
I
You
want
win
to-
$10 million, you got to give Dana back $1 million, and then
There
the
you go.
$9 million
Yeah.
is yours.
But if I lose, then what?
Then nothing.
Nothing.
You just take your ass back
All
upstairs.
right, let's bet.
Dana White lost $1 million in your name.
Yeah. No, I think that happens for sure. I
definitely think there's some higher. There's a movie. I think it's called The Manor. I could be wrong, but it's about like these super high level like left wing politicians and stuff that all own like this like 500 acre piece of property in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they get like a dozen people every year and just put them in the middle of the land, and then they basically just hunt them the whole time.
What is that fucking
like
movie
drop
from
people
way
on an
back in the
island or
day?
something?
Yeah, it's like shit like that, you know.
The most dangerous game. That's kind of what that sounds like.
Well, because when you're that rich and got that much cool shit going on in your life where you can just fly anywhere you want at any moment, does the game of blackjack really get you going? Hell no. You know what I mean? Is Vegas really that cool for the 7,000th time? No.
Dana
I don't know,
loves it.
dude. I think when you're betting $500,000 a hand and shit, I think it probably.
Yeah, but
gets,
I'll go with him.
But
on
I get
this.
what you're saying though.
It does kind of lose its like
for sure.
sharpness because it's
the-
like, dude, I'm gonna run another event and make crazy money.
You're like, oh yeah, I might lose this hand, or that guy might get his fucking head decapitated and I'll win some money. You know what I mean? Like for sure, that shit happened.
Yeah, like right now, if the world opened up to you and you could do anything in the world, it kind of becomes less shiny. It'll be exciting at first, but then you'll be like,
But after,
like what now?
yeah.
That's how
after
all
a
rich
little
people
bit.
feel.
Yeah, they got to be kind of bored. They
They're
kind of
not
want to
loaded,
go
loaded.
poor again.
That's why they say, money doesn't buy happiness, right?
Dude, but it makes you feel real nice.
I don't think that's true.
I don't
know.
believe in that either. I don't believe in it either, but
This is what I think.
Because if I give the homeless guy on the corner right there $1 million, he's gonna be really fucking happy.
yeah. Dude,
Actually, if I give him
money can
$20,
buy
he's gonna be
houses,
happy.
boats, like what?
I think money is like the movies. Like you go in, if you get a lot of money, like if it just gets inherited to you, you're going to forget your problems for a little bit. And then all of a sudden when all that money's gone, the movie's over, you're like, fuck, these problems suck. Yeah. That's all that is. Dude, I just saw Beetlejuice.
Me too.
Yeah. How'd you like that?
I thought it was all right. I do wish they would have had did a little cameo of the original couple. I think that would have been cool.
Thank you. Well,
even just like a quick one. You know what I mean? Even if it was like AI generated or something, I think it would have been, or even like a picture. I don't know, just some little
old footage from the original movie they didn't use
like a
would have been sick
thing. I did do some research and found out why the father wasn't in it.
Oh, brother, I don't think they were hiding it.
I didn't know that. I didn't know what all happened with him in the early 2000s. So the dad, what was his name?
Charlie. In the movie, his name is Charlie.
Yeah. The original dad, I guess, and you can probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he got caught with like child P word. I don't want to get you guys banned on anything.
Yeah, so like
got caught with child stuff, and they basically in the new one, they did like a flashback of him apparently in a plane crash,
wild.
But it was like
claymation.
Claymation. And everybody was like, "Why the fuck? Why is it doing this? Why didn't it show the original guy?" And then it shows him as an actual person going like to their version of hell, and he got attacked by a shark, so his head's just chopped off. So it's literally just his body.
The voice doesn't sound similar. The body type looks similar, but I knew that before I watched it.
See, I didn't know about it. Because the only thing I think I've seen that dude in is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Jeffrey Duncan Jones, is that who it is?
That might be it.
I don't know his real name, but I just know in the movie his name was Charlie. But
yeah, it was pretty good though.
Guy,
it was pretty good. What's her name? Why am I drawing a blank?
Winona Ryder?
No, young girl.
Jenna Ortega?
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
She is popping off right now on everything.
Her, Wednesday Addams. What was the other big one?
She did a movie recently. I forget what it was called. A real weird one that was in Netflix, and she gets her fucking head blown off with a shotgun, and I was not expecting that.
Is that the teacher one?
No, this is like she's like part of like this like little hippie group, and they're going out to like film porn and
X.
Yeah, X. That's what it's called. Yeah,
because
she runs out the door, boom, shotgun to the fucking head.
I haven't seen that, but it's part of a trilogy that's like, I think the first one's called Penny or something.
Oh, I didn't know it was part of a trilogy.
Yeah, I didn't know that either until I was like, the Mia Goth, the main actor in this, Pearl. It's called Pearl. And then there's X, and then there's another movie, but like they all link, and she's like the main person in the movies.
She gets her fucking head blown off, and it's
not crazy. Jenna does, but not this girl I'm talking about. But
I was not expecting.
You want to talk about heads getting blown off?
Was that movie good, by the way?
It's worth watching. It's creepy, but it's worth watching.
Sorry,
I just started watching The Boys with Jackie. I don't know if you've seen this show.
I haven't, but everybody raves about it.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up, dude.
Yeah. But is it good?
It is really good. It is really good.
There's a lot of good shit.
We started watching, I think, last week, and we're on to the 3rd season already.
Yeah.
Like,
how many is there?
Good. 4 right now.
I just finished School Spirits. Have you seen that? Mm-mm. It's pretty good. Right now, there's only 1 season.
Sounds like a Disney movie.
It's got the girl from Cobra Kai in it.
I almost feel like I need to, with new stuff, you have to wait for a couple seasons to come out.
Dude, look.
School Spirits is really good, though. It's about this little girl that, like, dies in high school. And when she dies, like, she gets with all the spirits of everyone else that's died at that school. So it's, like, kids from, like, the 80s and the 60s and shit that's died. And, like, she gets to, like, talk. She can, like, talk to one of her friends and shit. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
I know, like, you and some of the people at the gym kind of like this, but I don't know if this is supposed to be a continuation of the newer movies, or if this is a brand new start of a whole nother thing, or if it's a continuation of the old movies. Karate Kid is coming out in 2025.
Really?
The title is just Karate Kid.
I wonder who it's about. Like,
I don't know.
Is like Ralph Macchio in it?
I don't know, because like, are we gonna continue with Jaden? Because I think he's pretty washed on the whole thing.
He can't be in Karate.
He's also an adult now.
Yeah, that was also the worst Karate Kid ever.
I didn't watch. I only watched the old ones, and I don't even remember them.
They're amazing.
Untitled Karate Kid movie.
See, there's, and it's 2025, yeah? Like, how is it?
Jackie Chan is in it. Joshua Jackson.
So it's got to be
Jackie Chan's Mr. Miyagi again.
Was he in the new ones?
Yeah, he was in the one with
There you go. So it's probably like Jaden's son now. It's going to be the thing.
I'm not watching it.
Dude, movies are kind of taking a fall. Like, this shit that
was... Shows are killing
It's weird how that transition has happened. Yeah. Shows' literal visual quality has...
Yeah.
It's like video game quality.
It's got Ralph Macchio in it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
What do you think is, like, the craziest show that changed, like, life in the last 10 years? What do you think is, like, the show that was just like, oh, fuck?
Like, change the way we live, or change the way...
Just, like, made a huge impact. Because I think I know what the answer is.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Stranger Things was such a
crazy
show.
I'll be real with you. The fucking Tiger King doc series, when that came out, because it was during COVID.
Yeah.
Everybody was locked down. That was
the only thing about that, though, is I think that was definitely more of our region thing. Like, I don't really think people in, like, California and New York were watching.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But, I mean, I think it was definitely bigger than...
Things was such a big thing, dude.
I think Tiger King was big.
I think it's hard to pick a thing. Those two picks were great, though. It's hard to pick a thing because it's like then the next big thing happens.
Squid Games.
Yeah, Squid Games was big.
That one's
Squid
huge.
Games is probably
Euphoria. If you were on that kick, that was pretty big.
It's not on that same level.
I don't watch it, but Game of Thrones, that one was pretty big, right? I still think Stranger Things might be.
I would say Game of Thrones might be the biggest one because everybody was waiting every season, every episode. Everybody was talking about it on everything.
That's true.
Stranger Things, it's not like you're waiting for every episode. It's a season full drop, or it's half a season drop. It's not like you have to wait every Sunday for a show.
Thursday night.
People are recapping this on shows that aren't even about TV shows.
Yeah, that's
true. So
wasn't Squid Game an episode by episode thing?
When it dropped, I don't know. I never watched it.
There's a new one coming out in December.
Yeah, actually. Really?
Yeah, I love that show.
I think they're also working on a movie. I heard.
Cool.
I don't know if they transitioned into another season versus doing the movie, but I thought I heard that, and Yellowstone is kind of the Game of Thrones thing now. It's like they doing 1883 or something like that, which is a pre-show.
Yeah.
They're doing House of Dragons, which is a pre-show to Game of Thrones.
Speaking of Breaking Bad, that's another one too.
I was gonna say that was gonna be my pick, but I didn't feel like it really did much for culture. Like people weren't like saying quotes from it, like other than the I'm Heisenberg. Like, you can't even use that in term. You're not, yo, what's up, Heisenberg? Stranger Things doesn't have anything like that either, but they have like the Planet Pizza thing or
Pizza Planet.
No, it's what is that fucking called? Surfer Pizza or something like that.
Oh yeah. Surfer Boy Pizza.
Surfer Boy Pizza.
And
Stranger Things.
Oh.
Or like the Scoops Ahoy.
Yeah.
The ice cream parlor thing in the last season. But it's like Netflix, I think, has done a thing with their shows where I feel like it is optimal, but leaves you wanting more, and eventually they'll be able to cash in on that if they want. And that's where, like Ozarks, Stranger Things, all these House of Cards, which House of Cards kind of ended weirdly because of the whole thing. But like they make it a max of 4 to 5 seasons, and they don't go past that so that they don't have like a big drop. They'd rather leave out on top and then drop another new show and do the same thing and build and drop and build and drop. You know?
There's no list.
Were you just looking for the most most influential shows?
What is biggest? I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like Stranger Things has to be up there, dude. I feel like it's gotta be.
I mean,
like,
absolutely.
Just because think about how many like posters and shit you'll see. Like I don't know. There's just a lot.
I mean, name another show that's on the caliber of those.
As a character.
I mean,
also, another crazy thing they did was they took actors that weren't shit.
Yeah.
Like none of those kids. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure if you looked at it, they were in like some low budget stuff.
Shit either anymore or still.
But they took them and made those kids famous as shit, dude. Like, you see any of those kids in anything or in public, like, you're going to know who they are. You know, that redheaded girl, she's in a lot of shit now.
It's like like the Friends of our generation. Because after Friends, you know, any Jennifer Aniston or Courtney Cox or any of those, you know, actors were in anything, it was huge. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just their name made it a giant ordeal. I'm not saying they were all great actors, but...
But also with the Friends thing, it's kind of similar to Seinfeld and what was the other big one back then?
Always Sunny.
Friends was on a completely different level. I don't care what
than Seinfeld.
100%.
No, it wasn't.
Friends did way more than Seinfeld did.
Well, one, it came after Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Seinfeld was number 1 for the entirety of its outing.
Yeah, Friends was too.
Because Seinfeld was like, here you go.
No, dude, Friends was a different...
For sure.
Friends was a different level. Than Seinfeld.
Literally, it was the number 1 watch show of all time when it, like, its final episode, it interrupted shit.
Yeah. I just don't think... I think the time frame that Friends came out and the influence that it had...
Yeah, but, I mean, then Squid Games is bigger than Friends.
Now, yeah.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel good to say
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, for sure, it's way bigger. No, but it's what I was saying I wasn't like shitting on Friends. What I was saying is like the same thing with Seinfeld and Friends is like literally everybody on the show got a show afterwards. That wanted one. Like I don't think Phoebe wanted one, but like Joey got a show. David Duchovny or whatever his fucking name is. No, that's a different dude. The dude that played Ross.
David Schwimmer. He got a bunch of movies. Yeah.
Like Chandler got a bunch of movies. But literally every single character on Seinfeld, the 4 main ones, all got a show afterwards. Yeah. Other than Seinfeld, of course, he left his show. But they all got shows named after them or they were the main character in the show. Like,
I didn't even know that.
What is the fucking girl's name? Huh?
Costanza?
I can't remember what his show was called, but it was not that. And Kramer's show was him as Kramer, but a different name. It was a weird show. Like, he was the main character, and it was not good. So what you're saying
is none of the shows were worth it.
And Julia
Rob Hurts.
Huh?
Oh, no.
I don't even know what you said.
Julia Rob Hurts.
Oh, no. Julia Louise Dreyfus, or however you say her name, she did Vice or Veep, and that was huge for like that. If you watch political shows, that was like one of the #1 political shows of ever.
For all 6 of those people, I guess it was cool.
Yeah, I don't watch politics or like that type of shit, but
we didn't talk about The Office either. The Office was another one that.
I thought you meant the thing coming out. Have you seen the trailer for the new one? Ugh.
Pull it up.
It's fucking tough, dude. It's Australian.
What?
It's The Office.
Oh, Orange is the New Black is probably a pretty big one too. I wasn't into it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I was into it. Big. I'm just saying it was big.
That was the Game of Thrones for Netflix.
Yeah,
that was for sure because it would drop seasons.
That did change Netflix.
Yeah, that was like a big
total.
One. Yeah,
that I think is what made them make Netflix originals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was their.
And I will tell you, it's terrible.
It's not the actual people.
No.
I thought you were talking about the reboot that they're working on.
They're not doing a reboot. You might have seen some fan-made stuff.
I mean,
it fooled me when I first looked into it.
Okay.
Fooled him.
But if you watch this, it's literally everybody is the same exact character, and I get it.
Just in Australian.
Yeah. But everybody is opposite, so if it's a girl, it was a boy in this.
Oh, that's weird.
And if they were, like, probably straight, they're probably gay in this. If they were gay before, they're probably
straight. Throw that and everything now. Anyways.
I mean, there's some parts that look good, like, but then you're thinking of the original too much. The original was too big and too long for it to be mimicked like this.
Actually, the original is.
I know what you're
saying. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, but, like, the American one was... Yeah. It outgrew the original.
Yeah.
Well, the original only had, what, a season?
It's either a season or 2.
A lot,
yeah.
You know what we haven't talked about, and we're definitely late on it. CJI and ADCC. I don't think we've talked about it.
For sure. I wanted to get in on that because you're competing so much.
Yeah.
They're going to be calling you soon.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in
that
talks.
55 kilo division.
Is it true? And I've heard rumors on the internet, and I know, take it for what it is. It's the internet. Are you going up to 205 for
PGF?
Yes.
B-Mac asked me.
You look big, and I couldn't tell because the shirt's so big.
Yeah, I'm not about it. Honestly, I've just beat Ryan Aiken too many times. And
is he in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just kind of like
did y'all do like
and I'm not trying to steal.
Did y'all close out you like a flip of the coin? Like, I gotta win it if I win this coin flip, or I'll let you compete.
I just let him have it. He deserves it.
I mean, that's respectable.
Yeah.
Super respectable. Do you have to say anything to him if he's listening?
He knows.
Oh wow. Okay.
He knows.
All right. Oh. Yeah. No. That's crazy, dude. You got a fight coming up.
Yeah. In Atlanta at the Odyssey Invitational, which, to be honest with you, I'm way more pumped to watch because they're doing a quintet there, and the quintet team is stupid. It's Ryan, Elijah, and Kevin all on one team. So it's like, I mean, there's obviously 2 more people, but like,
yeah, I was about to say,
no, that's our guys though, which is crazy. Like,
they're gonna have non-team mates.
They're gonna have John Combs, which is also crazy.
Yeah,
it's their 4th, and I forget the last guy's name.
Okay. Also, with this, like, whenever you are a pro jiu-jitsu practitioner, and you're competing like how in the style I think like Elijah and John does, do you not have a home gym? Like, John is all over the fucking world training.
Yeah.
Do you not have, like, a home base where, like... And I know at that point you don't give a shit about promotions because you just get a stripe and you don't really do stripes. But, like... Do you not have a home base?
I don't think John Combs does, man. He just competes all over a lot, it seems like. I see him on a lot of different things.
And I know Elijah is like Atlanta-based, but he travels a lot.
He pops around a lot, too.
Ryan's more home base is Atlanta. Yeah, definitely.
Ryan's so it's like all the time.
It's weird when you get to the point of that level, like, that becomes an option where you could just be traveling all the time.
But also... I think where you see the real successful guys is going to be the people that are sticking around more. You know what I mean? Like, as great as John Combs is, he's definitely had his shortcomings on stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it is important to have somewhat of a home space and somebody that you're learning from constantly.
Yeah, someone that you're learning the consistent, like, same type of work, right? Someone that you know you can go to and it's going to give you the right answer. Yeah. Which is what Ryan and Kevin have, right? Yeah. So,
one thing I love about the exposure that we have nowadays, you get to learn more about people in jiu-jitsu that you just could speculate before, but now you get to get a little more like clear of a picture. Keith Krikorian seems like the greatest human on earth. The way he speaks about jiu-jitsu is like, obviously he does the jiu-jitsu save my life thing, but like he talks like really well about it. He also is like, yes, I'm here to compete and I want to win, but this doesn't define me, so it doesn't matter if I win or lose. Yeah. And it's like, people don't say that enough in jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Like, you should just be having fun, but, like, I can't remember if Flo did something on him or he put out something himself, but something came out on YouTube, and it was, like, about his run.
Yeah.
He did a really good run, and he lost to Comby. I can't remember which one. Corbet.
Yeah.
One of the brothers.
Like, Corb.
And he was like, yeah, I felt really good. I still feel really good that I got this far and I'm still happy.
Right.
He should have been in CJI.
Yeah.
When he goes on, he can get in a fucking rhythm.
Yeah.
That is a problem for anybody.
Yeah.
But CJI, What do you have to say?
About what?
That weekend, you were there.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's when you tossed...
an
opponent, huh?
Yeah, we went early. When did we go? Wednesday, I think. I competed in the open very last minute. I found out that ADCC made a new weight class. The opens made a new weight class of 55 kilos, which is much closer to my weight.
What is that?
So that's 123, right? I've been competing at 132, which I walk around at 120. So competing at 132 is rough because you got people that are like 150 cutting. 123 is fine because it's either 123 or 121. I think it's 121. Sorry.
Yeah, no 155er is probably cutting down that hard.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I'll get people that are like 140. But no, it was so much different. But yeah, so I saw that they had made that weight class. So I just texted Derek. I was like, hey, we're going a day early, and I'm gonna go compete in this and smash some dudes that are actually my size.
You had 2 matches?
Yeah, 2 matches.
And the time before that, you had 3 or 4?
The time before that, I had 5. 5 matches, in one day. But that one, they did double elimination. This one, they only did single elimination because it takes too long to do double elimination.
Yeah.
Also, the time before, you had a lot of big names that were at the Open competing. Was it like that this time?
Oh, sorry. So I've done 3 Opens. So I've done the
but at Vegas.
One, and then Orlando was the one I had 5. And then Vegas, the first Vegas one, I had 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at this Vegas Open, did you have a lot of people that could have been in ADCC competing?
I'm trying to think. I guess there's a lot of up and comers, right?
Yeah.
That will probably be in the next ADCC. So
I saw Eminari there competing, and then another legend, but I can't remember exactly who it is.
They're just walking everywhere. That was the coolest part about the weekend. But yeah, so we went up there early, took gold, threw a guy on his head.
You're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we all saw that.
So, took gold. That was cool.
Did you think that was going to go that way when you initially had touched him?
All right, so we'll just jump into it. So,
was that the first time ever, too?
Yeah. Okay. What's the correct term? Because I don't want to say it wrong and people get pissed off.
I don't know either because I've seen...
I would say little person.
Okay, we'll go with that because I feel like that's fair.
I think that's,
So there was a little person in my bracket, and I was like, all right, cool. I don't really want to go against a little person, and this little person has to win 2 matches to get against me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, like whatever. Hopefully they lose, and I can just go against a regular person. Just because you don't. I think
you were fine when you said little person, but then when you
regular,
that's crazy.
That was the switch.
Sorry, what the fuck, dude? Sorry. All right.
Hey, dude.
I knew there was no winning, right? I was like, all right, so I go in here. If I win, everybody's gonna be like, that's fucked up. And if I lose, then I'm in a way bigger situation, right? So, dude ends up smashing his first 2 opponents. Dense little guy. Just like, dude was like a smart car on top of people.
Smashing.
Dude, he did. He did. Like, he passed their guards and, like, just his whole body, his whole torso was on their chest. Like, parking a smart car on your chest is what it was. And, like, they just couldn't get him off, bro. And he was just racking up points. I think he won both matches by, like, double digits to 0. No subs. Won double digits to 0 both matches.
I think that's pretty normal for that, right?
Yeah,
you don't really see them subbing a lot of people. You normally see them passing and getting out of subs.
Them?
Whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to say.
But you're talking about little people? Mm. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know if that was a thing. I don't know.
I mean, look at what is Giant Slayer's real name?
Esteban.
Yeah. Esteban. You don't see him subbing a lot of people.
Yeah, so this guy trains under him, actually. Yeah. And so before I was like, I don't know.
What'd you say?
Yeah,
that's terrible.
So, yeah, he won his first 2 matches, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go against this guy. And I was kind of not sure how to game plan, because I was like, do I pull guard, right? Because will it be easier for him to pass or easier for him to retain guard? I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know which one would be easier based on his body type.
I would assume pass because retaining.
Well, right. So retaining, you'd think he'd be real tight like a ball. But also, it's not a lot of distance for me to cover to pass, right? Mm. Like, I don't have to, like, open up the legs and the arms as wide.
Yeah.
But then passing is kind of the same thing. He only has to get, like, he doesn't have to go far, right? Because his body's already passed. So I was kind of confused by it. And then so I was like, you know what? Fuck it, Derek. I told Derek, I was like, I'm just going to stand up. I'm just going to toss him. And Derek was like, well, all right, let's work like snap downs and like sweeps, you know, like foot sweeps. And I was like, all right, that makes sense. And I just kind of went to it. I was like, look, I'm not going to go easy and then get caught in something or lose on something stupid because I was trying to be nice. So as soon as we grabbed each other, I just foot swept him out of the mat, just launched him. And he got up really fast.
You just hear,
yeah. And he got up really fast, came back, and, like, you know, tried to get a little aggressive. I pushed him out of the mat again, and then I think when he came back in bounds, I just snapped him down and went to, like, a guillotine and ended up finishing him with a triangle.
Was that your final?
Yeah. Yeah, he made it all the way to the finals, which was wild, but...
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. But so how was the ADCC versus CJI experience?
And how much of each were you able to actually make it to?
So I competed on the Thursday. Friday was CJI.
Yeah.
There was no ADCC, so we were at the whole first day of CJI, which was insanely long.
Looked crazy.
It was insanely long?
Yeah.
Dude, we were there. Yeah. We were there till like.
I remember stopping, watching, and picking it back up in the morning. Yeah. I was like, "There's no way."
The way they split those brackets up was weird to me.
Yeah,
I feel like they should have done it all the first ones the first day, and then done the other ones the second day. Because
still would have been long.
Still would have been long. Yeah. I think their problem was it wasn't the matches that were long; it was the intermissions between matches. Like whatever BMAC was saying and whatever ads and all that was going on. It was just too much. But the first day was great. It was awesome, man. It was packed out in there. Again, because there was no ADCC, so. It was pretty packed, and they were smart. Craig didn't start the second day till 5 p.m., which coincidentally, which I'm sure he didn't do on purpose, was also the same time that Gordon's super fight started the next day.
Yeah. He would never do that.
Which was the last match of the day on Saturday. Yeah. So we watched the whole thing Friday. Saturday, went to ADCC, which is really cool to see Ryan get a win and just hear the crowd go nuts.
He did what?
He had a big upset. What
was his name? Hassam Rita did.
Yeah.
That was
he had a big upset.
This ADCC, which was crazy.
Yeah, which was super cool seeing him out there. You know, seeing like a teammate out there was nuts.
And he was so excited.
Yeah,
he could not.
Dude, yeah.
He was like a white belt winning the first match he's ever had. He's like
eruption too.
He went Super Saiyan for sure.
Oh my god, that was insane.
So yeah, then it was about 4:00 ish, and like it was, I won't say what it was getting to, but it was getting to the more boring matches, we'll say.
Oh, I see.
And they were like, yeah, Gordon super fights at 5, but CGI, the finals or the semifinals started at 5, so we just left. And
that had to feel good seeing
half of the stadium at ADCC emptied out before Gordon's super fight, which is crazy. I mean, you saw everybody on their phones at CGI watching it, which, by the way, was a rough match. Him against Penna was not fun to watch, and I think those points were a little sketchy. I don't know if you were able to watch that.
Yeah.
They were a little sketchy. I think if Penna did the same exact thing that Gordon did to him, I don't think they would have gave Penna those points.
Yeah.
Personally.
Also, it was a weird trap because he did end up injuring Gordon that way.
Yeah.
With the leg trap.
Yeah.
He apparently tore his MCL and LCL, but like, obviously I'm in a similar position, but I hate that every time anybody does anything, they already immediately know they tore everything in my leg.
Yeah.
You don't know that. I mean, it's just say my knee hurts.
Yeah.
He definitely popped me.
So, yeah, then we went to the finals and all that. I got to watch Andrew Tate versus Cade, which was an insane match. Match. Andrew Tate was on fire all weekend. Nicky Rod, I became a fan of Nicky Rod, which, as you know, I hated him up until then. So
I didn't know that.
Oh, really? I hated Nicky Rod up until CGI, to be honest with you. I just didn't think he was... I thought he was just, like, kind of being a big boy and not really, like, going for subs as much as he should and not being super technical, but he completely changed my mind at CGI. Yeah. He looked insanely good.
He subbed everybody, didn't he?
Subbed everyone.
Yeah,
and like very technical. Took the back, choked him every single time. Super stoic, just got back to the middle, had business to do. Yeah. So, yeah, I became a fan of Nicky Rod over the weekend.
We'll tell him.
Cade and Andrew, that was a crazy match. People disagree, but I still think Andrew should have got the nod on that, to be honest with you.
I have to rewatch it. In the moment, I was like, this is insane.
I could see it going either way.
They should have did a one more 5-minute segment.
Well, Craig tried to. Craig asked him.
Oh.
He was like, y'all want to do another round? And they were like, yeah. And then I don't know what happened. But
for me, it wasn't as much. Like, yes, I see what you're saying, but just the fight itself was like, okay, that's the best match we're going to see all fucking year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was just...
I definitely see that it could have gone either way. I thought that Andrew was going to get it due to the fact that he took the back more. Also, the finale of the under 55 was a little upsetting to me. The whole event was great other than the finale. I think Levi got screwed over. I think Levi
under
got
77 or
I think he got screwed out of $1 million, plain and simple.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think if because Cade started that chant or whatever where he was like, "Look, if you're gonna just sit down, whatever." He talk shit before the match, and then that changed the whole crowd's perspective. Everybody loved Levi before that.
Yeah,
everybody was cheering for him. Then Cade says this shit about pulling guard and how it's not doing anything, and then the second Levi comes out, everybody's booing him, and I'm like, "What the fuck? Switch just happened."
Levi's game plan was kind of bulletproof for that.
Bro, he lost. Cade lost that fucking match. I don't care what anyone said. You
no answer.
Spent half an hour rolling with this guy and didn't pass his guard once.
Yeah, I mean...
And no one passes guard the whole weekend. But you spent half an hour apparently trying to pass his guard.
It's insane.
And you didn't.
Yeah.
He entered on quite a few leg entries. I wouldn't say any of them were close to getting the finish.
But Levi also had... He had, defenses and offenses to those leg entries, too.
Yeah. I guess my thing is they gave Levi the first 2 rounds, which I thought was correct. And then they didn't give him... There was one... I'd have to rewatch it. It was either the 3rd or 4th that should have went to Cade. I think it was the 3rd. But then the 4th and 5th were the exact same as the first 2. And they gave those to Cade. And I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. They just got swayed by the crowd. Because... Yeah. Now, if they would have said the first 2 went to Cade because Levi was just on bottom, then, all right, sure. I still disagree with, like, the criteria, but at least you're being consistent. But don't say that, hey, him on the ground not getting past and attacking the legs won these 2 rounds, but him doing that same exact thing the other 2 rounds loses the rounds.
Yeah.
Nothing changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Was that the consensus of everybody you were with?
everyone, like a lot of the people in the crowd were like, Levi should have won that. And because, dude, you can not like that he pulls guard. That's fine. But if you can't pass his guard, what says you deserve $1 million?
Yeah.
You didn't pass his guard.
That's the thing, is talking all the shit and then not being able to do anything with it for 30 minutes is crazy.
The funniest part was when he got irritated. I think it was the third round.
Awesome.
Sick. Go ahead. You're good.
It's a bad battery.
The third round, I believe, Cade gets irritated because he can't pass, and so he sits down. Levi stands up, and his very first pass, he's about to pass his guard, and Levi, like, retracts and stands up and is like, no, I don't want no part of that shit. So it's like, okay, well, he just, like, clearly showed that he's better at passing than you are.
Yeah.
And his guard recovery is also better than yours. You lose, motherfucker. Like, sorry, I don't know. I was really upset with that. But that's also a reason I say I wish Andrew would have got the nod against Cade, because I think Andrew and Levi would have been a much clearer match.
Yeah. That's what I was going to get at, is like I honestly feel like there would have been a tap in that match.
I don't know if there would have been a tap. I think there's one of two ways that it goes. I think one for Andrew would be he passes him a couple times and it's clear, like, oh shit, Andrew's the only guy who passes guard this whole weekend. He did it 2-3 times this match. He wins the match because he passed his guard and stayed north-south and smashed him. Or he actually tries to pass, which Cade was not actually trying to do. He was just shoving him and backing up and moving side to side.
Backflipping and stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And he tries to pass, and because he's actively trying to pass, he gets caught. Yeah. So then, obviously, he loses. You know what I mean? So, and I that's why another reason why I say I wish Andrew would have got the nod, because I think it would have been a much better final. And it would have been a much more clear final.
I tell you, I was surprised with how many taps there were.
Dude,
I honestly thought going into it, I was like, because I was watching it with Jackie, and I was like, Jackie, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you right now, this is probably not the best of the matches for you to start watching, because all of these people are going for $1 million. So people's arms are going to be breaking, people are going to be passing out, like knees are going to be ripped to shreds, and there was one injury, wasn't it? Ty hurt his knee or something.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's more, but that was the only one we knew of in the moment.
But everybody else, and I was like, dude,
I went into that saying, and I guess I was just overzealous. I was like, dude, no one's tapping to a choke. No one. Right. I wouldn't. For $1 million, I'm gonna be like, hopefully I don't go to sleep. Fuck.
Right. Yeah.
Also on the over 88, it was the very first opening round. Only the smaller dudes won.
Yeah.
In every matchup, the lighter weight opponent won, which was crazy. I was like, you got to think of all the big boys that were in there.
Yeah.
And then, the very first match, Nikki was kind of getting thrown around a little bit, and then he's like, all right.
He's getting launched, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, damn, he got thrown into the wall upside down.
Speaking of Nikki getting thrown around, Nikki Ryan,
Nikki Ryan got tooled.
I love Andrew Tackett, but I really hated watching that, dude.
Yeah.
God, it sucked. But
and for him to keep putting his shin on his face, I was like, tap him then. Just tap him. Wouldn't it be more impressive if you tap Nikki Ryan?
Yeah.
Than to just kind of rack up non-existing points?
Yeah. Right.
That was a bit of an aggravating deal.
CJI was great. ADCC was good as well.
You notice how he said good, not great?
No, ADCC was all right, man. There was a couple things.
It's a veteran competitor right there. It's like, I mean, it's all right. I've been to better.
Yeah.
No, I just thought there was.
Did they have the lady back?
No, they didn't have the crazy lady back. God. I thought there was a couple calls that were horse shit. I thought Isaac got screwed.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe not screwed. I just thought it was really weird. I don't know if you caught what happened, but they ended. They were on the far mat, so I don't know.
I can't remember his name.
I don't remember, but they ended the match and announced him and raised his hand as the winner and everything. And then as he's walking off, they're like, "Oh wait, no, it's not done. Y'all are in overtime." And then he lost in overtime and
Oh, I didn't catch that part.
What? Yeah.
I mean, I was also weird. Bouncing
Again, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was justified. I think if you're an organization and you fuck up and say somebody wins, then you just fucked up and that person won.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
And then I also strongly feel that PJ Barch got screwed against Mika. I think PJ should have won that match.
Yeah.
PJ Barch, a lot in the whole crowd went fucking nuts too. They were like pissed because PJ definitely should have won that match.
Who was Nicholas fighting when he got his shit fucked up?
That was Michael Pixley, which was crazy to see.
Airlines.
Crazy to see Marigali get just smashed like that.
Yeah, and it's his explanation afterwards is like, what?
I didn't even hear what he said.
He said, I only lost because I got injured.
Oh.
It's like,
yeah, well.
Yeah, that's like saying in NASCAR, I only didn't win because my car got wrecked.
Because I crashed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of, you were racing.
Yeah.
Like, it's part of the thing. What do you mean?
But no, it was good.
Was he a purple or blue at the time? I don't know if we
Purple.
Still. You're supposed to be
sick.
You speak of you are the best black belt in the world.
Yeah.
From your words. A purple body.
I think he just didn't take him serious, to be honest. Because, I mean, as much as I don't like Nicholas Marigali, he is very good.
He is very good, but the whole fucking posing for a picture while you're almost going to... Before the Kimura...
No, he's a douche. He's a douche.
Bro.
For sure, he's a douche.
And
I'm glad it happened. But
potentially grooming a girl. That's weird.
Yeah.
Celebrating her 18th birthday? What?
Oh.
Yeah,
while y'all are dating?
Weird.
What?
Didn't.
That was a little weird.
I don't think you can ever date somebody and be invested
He's not young either, is he?
No, he's like 30-something.
Yeah.
He's like
How old are you?
30.
Imagine dating an 18-year-old girl right now.
Yeah, nah.
That's crazy. Like, I can't think of... Like, even... Like, I work with some people that might be close to that age. You clearly can tell when you're speaking to them. You're like...
Yeah.
All right, we don't really have anything to talk about. Except where we work and how weird this place is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit strange.
It was a cool event overall, though. It was fun. It was a good time.
Was it easy to get back and forth?
Yeah, we just Ubered. I mean, which we only had to do it once, you know what I mean? Really, like... From there.
Yeah, true.
You know,
true.
from one event to another.
This is my thoughts to better the situation. And again, we weren't there in person, but I think if you do an entire weight class per day... Because once you get through the first
CJI
round,
just needs to be one weight class. I think they need to do it once a year, and
do an
it
absolute.
needs to be one weight class. No, I think you just this year do under 55,
like
next year do over 55. Because then it still ends up being the same thing. It's just like ADCC. It's every 2 years for your weight class. If you're under 55, it's still...
The issue you run into there is like...
I was about 55.
55 is mine, sorry. 77, or 70.
You might have 4 people competing next year.
I'm going to be in that.
Yeah.
I think the issue you run into there is like... The higher weight classes aren't going to be as interesting to watch. Like, if the Nicky Rod, the over 88
I don't know,
thing,
dude. If you have Nicky Rod, Marigali, Victor Hugo, that you can get some really big names in there.
Yeah, but if they never face each other, it's not that interesting. If, like, say Pixley does that ADCC run in CJI, because he's so wrestling or judo heavy, it's not as interesting wrestling wise for him to go against like whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
Whoever wins their way in.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wow, he won or lost to that guy, and then that guy loses to a name like Victor, but like Victor and Nikki never face because then you're like, damn, we missed something. I think it's more interesting if maybe the over under thing, or maybe alternating weekends, like this weekend.
Yeah, they could do that. But then it's hard to get people out for 2 weeks, bro. You're asking people to fly to Vegas for
That's why I say a
2
full
weeks.
weight class. Because if they did the full weight class Saturday and a full weight class Sunday,
it wouldn't have been that long if they didn't fucking talk so much. I swear to God, it would have been cut probably into thirds if they just didn't talk. Like, the matches were happening quick. Once they were coming out, matches were done, boom. And then they would just talk for 15 minutes. Match would happen. Talk for 15 minutes. It added so much time onto it, was talking.
Because how many is a 16 bracket actually in matches? What is that? 13 matches, I think. It's like 8 matches to begin with, and then it cuts down to four, and then it cuts down to 1.
13 then, or 14? I don't know, but yeah.
So if you do that all in one day, and then just sprinkle a super fight on one day, and then another on another day. I don't know, and I don't know how you top the first one as far as like...
No, I think you can top it if you don't do it when ADCC is happening. Because think about how much crazier that division would have been with Mika Galvao.
I get that, but I mean, like, the spectacle of it.
Do that,
they'll do it if it's not during ADCC for sure.
Yeah, I agree too. I don't think Gordon would ever do it ever.
No.
Yeah, no.
But like, I think every other B team guy or every other New Wave guy would do it. But I mean, the spectacle of it, how do you beat the entertainment factor of it again?
I mean, I don't know if you do, but I think it just got so much hype on it that people are going to go to it. Yeah. I would go to it again. If they said they're doing one next year, I would go to it into summer or something.
I would love to, like, if they would release or maybe all the people that bought CJI tickets, if they did like a mass poll, like was this easier to digest to the regular viewer?
Oh,
not the jiu-jitsu guys.
No, I think. Well, yeah, that's true.
Like, how would you know? It's
hard to take a. You can't.
And also,
you
like,
gotta,
what
like,
are the views on CJI now? Has anybody looked recently?
It's crazy. They definitely won against
CJI.
But
damn it. So 1.1 for day 2 and 2.2 million, whatever. God damn! Look at the difference in time. See, if you level that out and you do 2 6-hour days.
So I'm saying, dude,
I'm trying to think though. That first day of fucking ADCC last year that we
went
to.
It was just as long. It was 10.
I
thought we were there.
Hours.
Yeah, I thought we were there 14 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
I could have been there 3 days. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it was longer than that shit. So
no, it was definitely long, but
Also, did you see Kyle Bame
just run through everybody and qualify?
I mean, it looked like he was just like cool.
That's gonna be a really fun PGF, man. That's gonna be a good one to watch.
I honestly feel, and this is like no disrespect to Kyle, but like they shouldn't have allowed him to qualify. He should have just been in.
Well, the only reason they didn't is because they already have 3 10th Planet guys that are just in.
Well, they're fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but that's their reasoning.
Like that's not fair.
Yeah.
Hey,
like,
we already have 3 10th Planet guys in there. People are gonna, and BMAC being a 10th Planet guy, they're gonna be like, hey, you're just putting your guys in. So he's like, all right, fine then, my guy will just win.
This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough for the listeners, and I apologize, but that'd be like saying we need diversity in whatever the thing is. Movies, whatever. Movies is a little different because you need representation. But I think
what you're about to say is what the world is doing.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's not fair, though.
Yeah.
The best quality isn't always out.
Yeah, that's why the world is fucked right now.
And I'm not saying whites are the best. That's not what I'm getting at. There's no film being made. I'm not doing it like that. Hey, just for the record,
no
I didn't
film
do that.
on. You can't tell, dude.
No, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, what if it's a PGF and it's all 10 Planet? And if it's the best guys, it's the best guys.
No, I agree. I think they were more worried about getting the backlash of, BMAX a 10th Planet guy. He's only putting 10th Planet guys in.
Yeah.
I agree, and I understand. And Adam Bradley's in there, too.
Yeah.
So you might see this match. I mean, you will.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on.
I mean, there's like a 2% chance that you won't.
Yeah, it's like you only don't face
probably more than that.
2 people or something.
Well, you don't face people on your team unless they make it to the finale.
Yeah. So 4 other people.
And then there's still chances you won't face people on other teams. Because it's just luck of the draw, right? Mm-hmm. But, I think you have like 14 matches or something crazy. So, I
think it's 15 in the 5 days, not including the final day of whatever.
Yeah.
So
which is still crazy. Remember watching that in the gym and like Jet panic tapping Elijah?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Because he didn't necessarily have it yet. But Elijah was like,
"Oh fuck."
Yeah, I've seen what you've been doing. Like, nah, dude, I'm
Jet
good.
Is wild, dude.
Jet,
that
literally,
whole thing, just the hand cover. I was like, or the mouth cover.
Also, do you think he's just not replacing the tooth on purpose?
I don't know. I don't.
You got that picture I sent you, right?
Yeah.
Of the guy from Lord of the Rings. Did you just see?
No, he did the Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys guy. Yeah.
He reminds me of the dude from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The demon.
Oh, I know. I think I sent you that one before.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "There's
I don't
somebody
know that
else."
guy's name, but
I want to have a match in the pit. That'd be so cool.
sick.
I was gonna ask you.
I don't know that y'all would go to the edge.
The quintet or whatever. Didn't you say there was a new wave team and another team too that they're?
So there's a new wave team, and then I forget the other teams. There's quite a few decent teams.
Who was on the new wave team? Do you know?
It's the juniors.
Names,
it's their juniors, like Reese Lefevre, and then I forget the other guy's name.
I've seen the
dude. None of those teams. There's no way they're beating. The Atlanta team.
I can't remember what the quintet was, but it was like it's all the bigger schools B teams.
Basically, yeah.
But B team won it. Like the B team junior squad won the whole quintet I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm talking about the one that's not happened yet.
Yeah, I know, but like everybody's doing quintets now.
Yeah,
it's like the newest trend.
It is a badass setup. It really is cool.
We're doing the local one, which I'm pumped for because I've always wanted to do a quintet, but I'm just like,
what's the weight class for the quintets?
It's 720. Well, this one's a quartet, 720 for the team.
So are you like a alternate? If somebody just happens to get injured, because you're low enough that it doesn't matter.
No, I'm in it.
Yeah, but you're in it as a super fight.
No, this is 2 different events. So I have a super fight in Atlanta.
Oh, I got lost. I thought we were talking about that.
Yeah.
event.
No. And then the quartet, the local quartet that's happening here that Trey's putting on.
Oh,
we have a team for that.
Who's that?
Me, Dustin, Josh, and Dakota. It's a blue belt quartet. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
I don't even know, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
I've always if we say anything, it's bias.
Golly.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm really pumped for that. The super fight. Whatever.
Are they putting you last so they get a chance to?
No, I'm going first.
So you're not letting them do jiu-jitsu at all?
I'm hoping.
He told me yesterday.
Jesus Christ.
He's like, I really just want to go out and just bum rush all 4 dudes.
That'd be so sweet. Because at some point I'd have to go against like a 200-pound guy.
Yeah.
So it'd be sick if I put out a team and beat like a 200.
What was the weight class you said? 720.
Yeah, 720 is a team.
So what would that average? Like 180?
170-ish, I think, roughly. Maybe like 160 to 170 per person. But we got me, who's 120. Dustin's, who's 160.
That's how y'all fit Dakota in there, because you got in there.
Yeah. 120.
Dakota had no chance.
Dustin 160, Josh 190, and then Dakota's 240.
Josh is 190 now?
240, yeah. Dakota's 240.
God damn, dude. He might... Because I thought he was like 205 last time I saw him, and he's like, dude, I'm hurting to get lower.
No, he cuts. He usually competes around 195, 190. So
he's bigger
than...
than...
good. He does. Last time I saw him, he looks good.
Put your boner away, dude.
I'm just saying, he does it. Last time
he holds his weight good on his body. Like, he has a good shape.
Yeah. Sure. That's weird. No,
I'm just saying what I think about.
That's going to be a good event. Hopefully, they get a couple more teams. I think right now there's only one other team, so hopefully they get a couple more teams.
Who is the other team?
I don't know. I have no idea. But, yeah, so I'll go hopefully TP this super fight, and then watch Atlanta's quintet team do their thing, because I want to do that. My main thing is I want to finish a
When
TP
is
in
that
front of
one?
Sean.
The Atlanta. October what?
5th. And I want to have that dude in a TP and look back at Sean like, hey, it does.
How long are you going to be gone for?
So that's another thing that's shitty. I got a lot going on this next week and a half, so I'm not really getting to train near as much as I'd like. So I leave Wednesday. I'm going out to New York for some work stuff, and then I'm going to Orlando for some work stuff, and then I'll fly home that Thursday. Train Thursday night, drive to Atlanta Friday, compete Saturday.
And you'll drive back Sunday?
Yeah. So I'm going to get some training in at 10th Planet New York while I'm there, and then I'm also going to get some training in with Ben Saunders in Orlando.
Nice.
I didn't realize that was that close. I was like, hold on, you're going to be traveling for a month?
No, 10 days.
I didn't realize October's it was that fucking close.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. So I won't get as much
if you need
training.
a riding buddy, I don't know.
Yeah, you can come.
I would love to watch that shit in person.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm way more pumped about watching that quintet.
I've been watching the events.
That's going to be badass.
Is this the same shit that's been going on, where they'll do, every weekend the team is...
No, that's a different one. That's a different one. This is
that one's pretty good. I can't remember what that's called. It's like
Atlanta Submission Series, yeah.
Yeah, they're good. I
kept up with that.
They shit on us live on their thing, but that's fine. I still support it. It's a good podcast or a good event.
It's a good podcast. We're good.
The dude that was one of the broadcasters was in the thing, and he lost in the finals to Kyle.
Was it the guy that said he wouldn't listen to your
thing?
Good.
It was that same guy. So not gonna say life comes around, but Taylor Swift talks about karma.
Yeah.
But hey, love pointing the camera's on.
No, dude, don't say that shit.
No, don't say that. Fuck, we don't love you. Yeah.
I love that they're doing jiu-jitsu like that. That's dope.
But
I think Sean's a permanent broadcaster now with them. Or
permanent.
Something.
I don't know if Sean's a permanent anything. I think you gotta ask Sean.
Well, you know what I'm saying. He's commentating for them now. During their events. I think it is while his team isn't. Pretty sure they announced that, or Sean announced it.
I think he just did that day.
Okay, maybe I'm misspeaking, but I swore he said something about. He's been, I don't know.
But that's gonna be crazy. Event. I can't wait to watch. I was thinking, dude, who do you even want to get? I guess I don't know. I guess Kevin, which isn't fun. But if you want to go first,
who do you want to go against?
Yeah,
I think I would want to go against Elijah for the just fun of the thing.
I guess the good
being goofy and
I guess the good thing about Elijah is it'll probably just be something sneaky that gets you quick, right? Whereas Ryan's gonna smash you, right? Yeah. Ryan's gonna make you be like, why the fuck am I doing this?
Yeah.
Kevin might break your fucking leg. So
and he's not fun, like personality. He has no personality on the mat. He's just in there to kill you,
bro. He's stoic.
That's why I like Elijah, because there's a personality to the match.
Dude, you want to talk about that fucking gunshot?
Yeah,
dude, and for him to be like the opponent that gets his shit just completely destroyed. He's
like, it's okay.
He said it's okay, and then Kevin's like, no, it's not okay. I broke your entire leg.
Your shit's exploded.
You're out for like 8 months, bud.
Dude, that
was probably longer than that.
That was the loudest. Pop
if he broke, true, a bone breaks much different.
Bro, so many people are talking shit on Instagram too. So many people. They were like, "Oh, this is so fucked up," and I'm like, one guy even said, he was like, if you know leg locks like this guy clearly does, then he should know the point and when to stop. That even if it's a competition, you still don't go that far and break someone's leg. And I'm like, what the? I literally said, this is the most wild take I've ever fucking heard in my life. Like, if you know leg locks, you know when to fucking tap. Like, that's the answer. Not, you shouldn't. You should stop trying to tap me because I'm not tapping. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what in that case, say he doesn't tap him, and then the other dude wins.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, it was stupid. People are dumb.
Yeah, it's not like in a football game where you can be up on points and then just be like, all right, we will not score this touchdown because that's rude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's gonna be a wild.
What's wild too about that exact break is literally like a day or two later, Joe Rogan was doing his podcast and he's like,
brought it up.
Yeah, he brought it up.
Oh, he did.
He didn't say his name or anything, but it was very clearly.
Literally, it like that thing went viral. 2 days later, Joe does a podcast and he's like talking to I think a non-jiu-jitsu guy about jiu-jitsu, and he's like. People are sending me the grossest videos. Like, this dude just exploded this dude's leg over the weekend.
Yeah.
Exploded it. Tore it up. He's not going to walk.
God damn.
How could that not be Kevin?
No, it was
not another viral thing.
For sure, Kevin.
Yeah.
That's
sure. Wild. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
And
then the break after, they took like a 15-minute break. They're like, okay, well, we're just going to hang out.
What's cool, too, about the Kevin in general is, like, the pictures from ADCC, he's in the corner of Ryan at this great historic moment in 10 Planet history. Like, especially for Ryan and the 10 Planet Atlantic crew. Like, you're literally, if you watch the broadcast, for sure. If you watch the broadcast, and I know this is like a small thing, but if it was me, I'd like freak out about. Eddie gets up from the chair and he's like, "You want the chair?" To Kevin on the broadcast. And Kevin takes Eddie's chair as Eddie walks away, and I'm like,
"That's gangster,
bro." Fucking, that's such a cool small thing, but like I saw it and I was like, fucking, that's a win.
Yeah, that was crazy. But
that's cool, man.
Yeah, that quintet will be cool.
So that's the October.
So I have my super fight October 5th. That quintet that they're in is also October 5th, same event, and then I have our quartet. October 26th here, and then I'm also more than likely gonna do the ADCC Open in Miami November, I think 9th, so I'm gonna try to get that in.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then I'm going out to Dubai after that for like a week or two. So
word. You gonna try to catch a UFC event?
If it's going on, yeah, that'd be cool.
They haven't been back to Fight Island in a second, I feel like. It's been a few events.
But it's been a long time.
That's crazy. I'm just trying to compete a lot before then. So if I can get three
for the rest of the year,
three competitions in. I mean, maybe when I get back, I know I'm going to Hong Kong again in December as well, but I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze anything. But if I could do a super fight, a quartet, and an ADCC Open, I'll be happy with finishing that way. You know?
Yeah. Is there much of a scene? Like, I know you just recently went to China.
Yeah. It kind of there's a decent amount of jiu-jitsu there. The coolest part is that everyone's small there. So like all the gyms that I go to, like the biggest guys like 160. You know what I mean?
Do we have a lot of 10 planets over there?
I didn't find one. There might be. I just went to the closest thing I could no-gi near.
Do you remember what it was called?
Something in another language. You know.
He probably never even found out. He's just like,
I literally just looked up no-gi, and then I just went in and like I pulled out my rash guard and like pointed. I was like, good. And he was like, yeah. I was like,
they didn't even do jiu-jitsu. It's just like a janitorial building. And he's like, you want to.
Yeah.
The dude's like, this American guy attacked me while I was here. Yeah. Everybody just watched.
They were pretty good.
Did you see any of these like period panty vending machines?
No, I think that's more Japan. Yeah.
I don't know the difference culturally.
I don't know. I didn't look for any of them, to be fair.
Would you say you're like more in the touristy spots?
So I went to 2 different parts. I went to like Hong Kong. I was like in the city there, and then I went to damn, why am I drawing a blank now? I don't know the name of it now. I went to, basically it's like the Las Vegas of China.
Tokyo Drift?
That's it.
I think that's
I don't know why am I drawing a blank on that? It's gonna irritate me.
Vintage Diesel, that had me dying the other day.
Macau.
God damn,
That's
that looked
it.
just
Oh
like
yeah,
him.
Macau's got all the casinos over there, dude.
Macau.
So how was Vegas? Period. Like, where were y'all staying at?
We stayed at the MGM.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
The first night was cool. I put $60 in a slot machine and got all the way up to $800 in like 20 minutes.
Damn right.
Then I lost it all. So.
Oh. It's okay. You didn't have to tell us that part.
Well, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna, because Derek was like, whoa, what the fuck? You just won that in like 20 minutes. I was like, no, we're gonna get to 1,000, then we'll pull out, and then lost it all.
Yeah. Well.
That's the thing about gambling, and I don't do it. But like, how do you even know? Like,
you just pick a number. You just whatever number you're feeling. And for me, that number was 1,000.
And get out.
Because the way I see it is, yeah, it would have been cool to have that extra $800. But even though I lost it all, I really only lost $60. Right? I put $60 in.
Yeah. Because you only rented $800 for a few seconds.
Exactly. Yeah, you just had it for a little while.
Yeah. Not even. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hung out with Elijah, who was an alternate at CJI.
Yeah. Crazy, awesome accomplishment.
Happened, but. Yeah, he came and slept on our couch the first night.
And is he going to be able to make it to 205? Because I saw him post that he's finally able to eat again.
Yeah, he's competing at the I don't know if I'm supposed to say that yet.
I think it's known, though.
Maybe.
Because he announced it. I think he announced it on the last one where he's like, if there's a 205, I'm on that one too. Mm-hmm. And like...
I think it might be.
I want to say something off air, so I'm going to wait on the PGF thing, but can't wait for that shit. It's going to be super dope.
Yeah, the last one was really cool. I'm excited to see what this next one's like.
I was also, and I don't know if this is supposed to be out there, but I was DM and BMAC. I think they might be doing merch this time, like for regular people to buy.
Oh, nice.
Because we were at the...
I really hope that they do it in a place where people can go this time. I think they can make some extra money on that.
Yeah, no shit.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it would pack out. I don't think you're getting thousands of people. But I think you could probably get, like, maybe 200 to 400 people in there.
Also, it'd be cool...
$50 a piece.
It'd be cool as fuck if it traveled. Like, this season would have been cool in, like, Texas. Or next season in Tennessee. Like, to where it's like... we're able to go.
I'm wondering if you're going to see, like, Nicky Rod or somebody in there, dude. Because, like, I know he just won $1 million, but even after that, $100,000 is still a lot of fucking money for jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to go anywhere else and make money like that, you know, for competing.
That's true. People that have tailor-made games for PGF, Joseph Chin, Andrew Tackett.
Joseph Chin God, that was so upsetting.
That hurt my feelings. 'Cause how many times I've gotten... some of the bigger names in our like gym lineage in that move, and they're like, that's not a real move. I can now point at that and be like, that is a real fucking move, because Joseph Chin does not get tapped often.
Yeah.
Like, I literally got Ryan in that move, and like, obviously I had the wrong angle on it, and I knew that, and I was just holding it, and he laughed at me.
Here's the thing: when people in our lineage say that it's not a real move, they don't mean that it's not an actual real move.
That. But
I mean that it's not the highest percentage.
Yeah,
basically is all it means. Because I've had people out there like, dude, what do you mean? Sean said this doesn't work, and I'm like, he doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't work. He means it's not the highest percentage of finish. Why would you go here when you could just sweep him to the side, take his back, and get into something that has a 90% finish rate instead of trying that thing that has a 30% finish rate.
It's just like sometimes
put more work into that.
You end up scrambling and get into a position that you're like, I could pull this thing from this position. Yeah. And then you find yourself like, why not try that?
Yeah, for sure. No, I feel it. I be doing wild shit all the time, so I definitely
knew that about you.
You wilding out, dog.
I be wilding.
Is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Fuck the patriarchy. No, I think I'm good. Just do jiu-jitsu. Don't be a lazy ass turd. Stop playing video games and eating hot Cheetos and drinking Mountain Dew. If you're fat and a loser, come to the gym and get better. Yeah. And be a better human.
The Odyssey event, they can watch that on YouTube?
No, it's going to be on something called Enigma TV. I don't know. I'm not sure
so they can't catch any of your matches until you post them?
Yeah, I don't know if Trey might be streaming something on YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think he streams stuff on Facebook, but I don't know if he.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that. Yeah, maybe that event.
He will.
Be on
I'm
Facebook.
sure.
And then the ADCC Open will be on Flow. Right. So. And if
All
you
right,
want to
boys
see me
and girls.
toss that little guy, you can go on Flow and find that too.
Yeah, definitely look for that one. That was, or I think it's on Casey's Instagram.
No, I didn't post it. I didn't.
Damn.
You just hear sweep. Just put a lot of sound effects on it for no reason. Nah, that'd be bad. Before we get out of here, if you want to sign the wall,
Yeah,
with one of those markers,
sure. Get it, Playboy.
So we're gonna shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sign it as much as you want, as many times as you come. You can put a number on yours if you want, or you can do like a tally sign. Sick mullet, by the way.
Okay, maybe don't do that.
Yeah, we don't want to paint right now. But before we get out of here, we're gonna shout out Johnny Mumbles at Sacred Grounds Tattoo Studio. I mean, it doesn't seem like any of our friends don't have tattoos.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you are friends with us, you should get another tattoo. And Johnny's the guy. He's doing all sorts of work on all sorts of people, big names, small names, you name it, he does it.
Yeah, dude. Sacred Grounds, baby.
He's got shit on you, got shit on me. Also, his studio looks sick, overlooking the Pensacola Bay.
Yeah, it's a great spot, and just great vibes all around. Really good people in there, really good work happening. So, yeah, if you want to get some,
for a while.
Yeah, if you want to get some work done, definitely give him a shout. He's usually booked out, quite a ways, but get in there while you can. So, hell yeah, dog.
Also, I mean, if you get in there enough, you might be put on like a short list. If somebody drops out, he might just hit you up, and you all of a sudden be on there now.
Alternate gig.
Maybe you want to get an Andrew Tate tattoo. I don't know. Or like whatever the grand scheme of men power is.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, thanks for coming and hanging out, dog.
Right.
Appreciate it. It's always a good time, dude.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah.
For sure. And I beat Hilton at golf yesterday, by the way. So anyway.
Definitely.
What was the final score?
He hit over 100, which you could hit under, by the way.
Oh, for sure.
So you would have beat him yesterday.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's really all that matters.
That's crazy. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for watching the first 20 minutes of it, and thank you guys for listening to all of it. We're getting the fuck up out of here. We love you. Yee!